Guys, back. James Ryan. I was doing my YouTube channels from YouTube. Anyway, like I said, I was doing a review. I meant to do it earlier, but I fucking never got around to it, and sorry for my language. I have been busy a lot of the day. Sorry, just give me a minute. I think I've got something somewhere. Yeah. Anyway, I'm doing some spray painting, as you can see. Oh, there, there, and there. Black matte spray paint. I was meant to use my bike, BMX GT. I did some on my YouTube channel, well, not YouTube, sorry, TikTok, and that. And I meant to get it done, but the bike shop said they would be there for a week to work on it because they had a lot of customers to deal with. So I was waiting there to be about a week until I get a call back. So hopefully I'll get a call back soon. Anyway, I did some spray paint here, matte black. This can's fucking empty. Still got some left in it, but I need to buy small cans now for the fucking bike. Won't do it. Had to spray paint this shit because there's no tools. I used some primer on it a little while ago. I've been meaning to get some spray paint, and once I got some spray paint, I had no problem. There's no problem doing it now. But now my fucking bike's in there for so long, I gotta wait. So I thought today, why not? I'm home now from doctors and shit, chiropractor and all that. So thought I'd do another review. Why the F not? This is my Rockwell. You can see Rockwell. This is not the shop series one like my other tools are. This is normally standard Rockwell. Powers off to it, of course. And this is $80. $80, yeah, around $80 at My 10. I don't know if you guys have My 10, wherever you're watching this from, but in Queensland we do. In Australia, so sorry. Anyway, this is My 10. This is My 10. My 10 sells DeWalt, Makita, and Rockwell power tools. Rockwell's a pretty damn good brand actually for its range. So it's a speed dial, like the big ones are. Speed 6, fair amount of speed on it. Trust me, this thing was really old. And I sand this back, all there, all around here. Was speed 6, and it flew through like there was nothing. Now I sand this board piece back here. And here, could have some oil on it like that, head like that, but much worse. You can see the stain. I'll get into the wood there. That's from the belt sander. Did a pretty damn good job. Anyway, this thing has 920 watts, as you can see. If I can if the camera wants to work, I'm very sorry. It's in the box here anyway. Fuck it. So 920 watts belt sander. Voltage 230, 240. So in this accessories, it comes with sand dust bag, sand belt, sanding belt, and a vacuum adapter. I got the catcher on right now because I don't have a heavy duty vacuum cleaner to suck all that shit up. But I do have the adapter. I got two of those bits there, because I had an old one, but it fucked off. I mean by that, like it's a good one, but I also had trouble with the spring here. It wasn't going off a little bit. I worked it tighten up from this little piece here. But don't fiddle with it. I recommend not doing it because I did it for my first one and I fucked it off. I still had warranty and all that and I fucked it up. That's on me. But I've only used this for 3 to 4 days now. And she is damn pretty good. Because just pay it in there too, you can see. Just about close. I had another can on the table if you did see. Spray paint that was for a tin piece on makeup. You're wondering why I'm going to have some. Anyway, one from the shop. This is what I've done with the belt sander on mode 1. That was original, how it was. There's it here. That's mode 1. Then I have sanded all this old shit off here. I'll show you what it used to look like somewhere. So it used to be a lot gunky and shit like that there. Over here. You can see the difference. There to there. It's from the belt sander. So I do recommend buying it. For $80, you can go to Bunnings and buy ones, but they're very, very expensive. There's one in the Zito range, $80, same price as that, but it's got the same similar belt sizing though, I'm pretty sure of it, but it's less voltage. That's why if you want a good amount of voltage, like 920 watts, is a fair amount of volts. It's a lot of power behind the thing. I don't think my Makita grinds even have that much volts. But then, that's why my sanders, I like that belt sander very much. And I bought a fair bit of sandpaper for it, if you can see. Like 4 or 5 rolls, 8 rolls in each there. And it's worth buying. I do recommend buying that. If you're working in the house, like stripping paint off old wood, or sanding back old pieces of wood like that, I've used that. And like, this is old crate wood and that, you can see. Not as well, but this one's off a wallwood gate. We used to have around the house yards. I'll show you one of the gates, what I'm talking about, so you get an idea. I do take all my other videos down because of some reason. Yeah, like this old wood. You can see how thick that is. It's that kind of shit, hard ass wood, thick shit. We had some more gates like this, but as you can see, we've got more steel gates now put in than we used to have the old wood gates. And I got some old, I think I got another chunk, like half a chunk of that other piece. Here it is. Because they're pretty long boards. It's like around that. It's pretty old, but heavy duty shit. Well, there's a bit of a mess here if I had to clean up the hay shed the other day. So, anyway. It works pretty damn well. I do recommend buying it. I'm going to do some more reviews later on, maybe later on the week or something like that, because I guess it's a drop saw of mine. I got off a mate. It's my brother's mate. Terrius, pretty damn good drop saw I have, but I don't think they make them anymore. So that is a pain in the ass. And with this grinder, it's a great grinder. The Ryobi grinder, great as. But as you can see, it's holding by bolts on this side here. Because this one, I'll show you the blade. Because you know, you get little metal pieces, clamp the blade together to the desktop. It's alright. Or bench grinder. And pain in the ass part of it, this Ryobi model, it's stuck to the fucking blade, to the wheel, so you can't get it off. So I do not recommend buying it unless you, because I don't think they make one anymore either, the Ryobi one, because I can't find no blades for that one anymore. So on Bunnings, I think. So I'm guessing they've stopped making it, which is good. So I eventually might have to buy myself a new one, separate one, for more saving for a reason for that wire brush attachment. But anyway, back to the belt sander. It's a fair good grip on this thing, as you can see. The catcher is real good. If you want empty air, I recommend unzipping that, pushing with somewhere you want the dust out from, and pull as fucking trigger as you can, and just flies all the old dust out of it. Makes it does wonders. So you can see I've got, I do recommend buying that sander. It's real great sander, great quality, I have to admit. It's you see other review people, they got big stations on it, but they review things cheap offline and all that, but they do not review Rockwell, Zito, a few other tool brands. He does Ryobi and all that, yes, but he hasn't got like those Zitos like that. People always say Zero is a bad name. Yeah, but for the house round, yes, but I would not. The greys, the silver ones, and all that ones, I do not recommend using heavy duty shit, because it will eventually fuck itself over inside. But if you do on stuff like I do, like rebuilding benches, making tables or anything like that, and you don't need too much of a power one, you want to save money, I recommend buying this. The Zito. Zito is pretty damn good. Like I was talking about before, the Zito sander, it's, about the silver there, but that's different. The drills, I recommend not buying the drills doing on heavy duty wood, or doing a lot with real thick wood, because I had one like that before. It didn't last as good as I wanted to, and fucked off. But those sanders, my brother has one, and he has one of the silver ones, and he's using the wood like that, and it's pretty damn good. Less voltage, there's 2 sander ones. If you want to, you can see, it is a little wobbly with Barry, like you can see, like, eventually the Barry's or something, the thing weighs out, but it's not a brushless one, it's non-brushless, but I have used it a fair bit. If you can't see, it's got some wear and tear, and the bits there, like this all here is fine, like I can see I've scratched a fair bit, but I'll use this thing to drill through these, and put the screws in, and it's got pretty damn good, much power. I'll read you the voltage, because this camera this thing is really shitty. Torque 150, which is not bad at all. This much torque for impact wrench for, I think it was $50 for the skin. So if you want to save money, like $100, something like that, I do recommend buying this. If you just work around the carpenter or anything, I do recommend buying Lazy Dough PCX range. It's pretty damn good. Anyway, talking about my sander, my belt sander. That's the only one I have, unfortunately. I'm sorry I couldn't do too much reviews, but I'll probably do another video later on this week, maybe tomorrow, I'll keep on about sanders just a little bit, because I've got a few different sanders. Got the Orbital, got two, and I got the the fishing sander, and the old Ryobi. Don't mind the duct tape, the old fucking padding's on fuck, because someone messed with it, I don't know who did, came back one day and fucking all the padding's been teared apart with wood. So whoever did it didn't put the sheet on properly, or they were going on hard ass wood. And that's why I bought the belt sander, because I don't use hard ass wood. I normally used to use a plane and just get the old wood off and hand sand it and everything, because I didn't have enough money at the time to buy one. I did, but I need to save my money as well for car parts and everything for my car. I was working on my car, cleaning it out, and I had to buy a head clamp and an exhaust clamp. I know that it's not expensive, but I'm trying to save up to get my car fixed again once it's roadworthy. It's a Holden Commodore VN V6 1990. It is a sweet motherfucker. I love it. It's now mechanics I know. He's doing some. I'm waiting for him to fix up the piping. Goes into the stainless steel pipe going to a aluminium block for the brake fluid. So the guy cut the pipe out and replace it. But I have got the equipment to cut it out, or the grinder and all that to cut it out. But I do not have, the safety equipment to do it. I have the equipment like to cut it out and everything, but not the actual safety equipment that comes in towards that. And I do not have the new piping and everything. So I prefer to leave it to the mechanic to do it, because he knows a bit more about the exhaust systems and brake system, because he's been working on cars more than I have. I work in light things like that, but I don't like take chance, so I didn't want to touch it. So yeah, I did do some little light work on cars, like I can replace bulbs out. Well, I can replace your tires and all that. I know the basics mostly: the switches, steering, brake fluid, and all that. I do help a fair bit out around the farm, which comes to tools and building things, and mechanics. Like my dad's ute, I know how to do a service on. I don't know how to do I don't know on diesel yet, but because since the diesel, my dad's diesel, I think it's a fair few. I know how to do the diesel one and all that. Diesel's a bit hotter oil when you drip it out, because since it was diesel, you warm the oil up in the engine, and it gets much more hotter when you stop the car, especially after a long trip. Like same as automatics, the oil is very hot after too. But when you have manual diesel, it's a little bit different. It's more hotter than the actual automatics are, which is a little bit different, because there's gel plugs, and you got the spark plugs too, what go in the oil chamber, and that's another thing. So yeah, like I do sometimes do if it needs so, and if someone's busy, I think I can do a service with that. Like check the brake fluid, oil. You always check the brake fluid, oil, change the oil out, put new oil in, change the oil filter over. Check all your tyre room, check your tyre grips, and then with that. That's the main basics for your services. That's some of the basics I know how to do. This is the main basics. If you know how to do a service on your car, it saves you a lot of money, literally. Because a service a lot of times is very expensive as going to get services and all that. You know how to do it like I do. I know reasonably how you do it. So it saves me. That would save me a lot of money in the future when I drive getting services, especially for a V6, because they're expensive enough just to run the engine. Because the fuel type, it's a petrol one, not not diesel. So saves me. So yeah. Since all the other cars we got here are 4 cylinders, and my father's Jeep's a 4-cylinder but the 5-speed. Yeah, that's pretty good. And it's been there for a while, and it's a good amount of horsepower, very good amount of horsepower. Mine, I got V6 and all that, so I'll probably drop a video, photos in one of my videos later on or something like that. But anyway, Got a bit of a mess here. I need to clean up my table. And that shit. Oh, well, yes, I'll show you my other sander. I also meant the finishing sander. My Makita one. I do got a few different ranges of Makita or AB. That's my Makita. It's this. Oh shit. Oh, you can't tell me. No, it's fine. It's got similar watts. I think similar watts only. How many watts? 190. That one has 130, so it's got 60 more watts in it. That's my another Rockwell tool I was talking about. Rockwell circular saw, 1,200 watt. I legitimately, well, I do reviews. Like, I'm doing reviews this. Some people just buy the one tool about them and do a review about this one particular tool. Well, I've got a few Rockwell and Makita's tools and all that, as you can see, and I do reviews. I do have a Ryobi 12 volt drill, but I need a new battery charger for that, so I need to buy one 12 volt one for it. But this grinder here is good for the blades, for just filing down and all that. But when you go replace them, you go apply whole different blades and all that. It's all a pain in the butt. So they don't make them anymore. These ones anymore. This model, I don't think anymore, which is pretty good because they're all pain in the ass to get undone and everything. Like, this is a good one. I had a different one, another one, but it was my brother's originally. I let me use it for a while, and he asked if he could use it again, so I let him use it. I gave it to him so he can use. So I don't know if he's keeping it with him or not, if I'm going to get back off him. Either way. Anyway, I might have to buy a new one anyway, by the looks of it. But I'll go Rockwell one and do a review on that, because the Rockwell brand is pretty damn underrated, same as Zito. You don't even see Rockwell on reviews or Zito no more. When people talk about them. But I know it sounds like a budgeting tool and shit like that, but that's a Rockwell shop series from Super Cheap. 710 watts for $60-$70 there. That's a fair damn amount of power. So I'm going to show you. Hammer remote and drill mode. That's a good amount. It's a non-keyless chuck, but it's not keyless, but it's a metal chuck, which I like the key chucks because you can tighten them up more than by hand. So it's legitimately, some tools, power tools I have, a lot of people underrate them and don't want to buy them because the brand. Workzone's the LD brand. That's actually pretty damn good. I got an engraver. I've got a soldering iron up the house, so I forgot all about. I had to see if it will still work. So later on, I might do a review if it still works. I haven't used it for that long. I hope it still works. If it still works, I'll do a review on that too. Because I'm not much of a soldering person. I've got it for a present, Christmas. But soldering iron does come in handy when you try and solder wire back together for electrician and all that. But I'm not an electrician or nothing like that. So yeah, if it doesn't work, I'm glad to chuck the fucker out. But if so, I might even sell it if it still works. But you find a little keep piece there, because it's good to have like tie wire. That's tie wire, thin stuff. You can probably solder that together. Soldering iron. If you don't know what soldering iron is like a welder, but it's for wires for your cars or anything like that. So if I pull this apart like that and there's wires in there, you solder them back together. That's what a soldering iron is. It's like a mini welder for light duty stuff with little wires, electrical wires. Hey, putty cats. There was one we had another cat here. There was 4 of them, but there's only 3 of them now, as you can see. The 4th one died from eating a mouse. I think we're pretty sure it was baited, but we didn't know. He ate it, and he died. It seemed so good after a couple of days. He ate it, and he died in a day. He had like a little moustache. So my sister and my father decided to call it Hitler. I know, I know I might get taken out for saying that, but yes, he wasn't Hitler, and Hitler died again. Oh, I'm gonna get all shit, I think. But anyway, he lay dead. No, my dad told me, so we got up the hill one day anyway. So we got up the hill anyway. So we told him, so we picked it up, took it to the top of the hill, we buried it, and all that. Actually, we didn't bury it; we just chucked it on the ground, and left it there. But I hope my sister doesn't see this channel because it's a YouTube channel anyway. Probably have to cut that out. I'm joking. We did bury it. We buried it. Anyway, I don't know why I did that. I don't know why I did that at all. It's fucking weird. Anyway, So yeah, I've been having productive time. Eventually, because I'm doing some more work on an old dressing gown table we have. Sorry, give me a minute. What the fuck's that? Damn, the fucking cards in town, right? You. Anyway, I'm doing some sanding, taking old paint off and gotta repaint it from my mum and all that. So I might do might do a video about that because probably be using my belt sander, my orbital sander, and my fishing sander. But probably just need the orbital sander or the belt sander because my orbital sander is got 400 watts. So there's a Rockwell Shop Series one from Super Cheap again, and that was like 80 or 70 bucks, something like that. I do recommend not buying that. It was a bit expensive for a 400 watt one. I bought like $8, so it's a good one. I do recommend buying it if you use it a lot. It's worth your money. It's like a Velcro one. You take on and off. It's pretty good. I do recommend buying them if you want to use it a lot. Like my orbital sander, I bought that for a lot of reasons because I was sanding a lot of bits there, making it nice. And yes, I did spray paint my desk frame. And now I got buying at least another 2 cans of that shit. Because like half gone nearly, my quarter gone, some shit. But I still want enough when I get my bike back. So I go super cheap for my spray paint there because it's like $4 something a can, which is pretty cheap. And how many grams? How much is in this can? 250 grams. Like Super Cheap doesn't sponsor me or nothing, or my 10. If you wonder, I just thought I'd say that because I mean mentioning Super Cheap a lot and a good amount of my 10. They don't sponsor me. I'm only a young YouTuber who thought everyone. I've seen all these reviews. People do reviews about all these big power tool brands, but I thought people who want to buy a good quality thing for around the house instead of getting it real expensive. I would recommend going Zito to Rockwell stuff. Like it's a good amount of work. It's cheaper. It saves you a fair bit of money, and it does get the job done. So I do recommend buying Rockwell Zero and all that. But I'll do more reviews on my drills, sanders, and all that later. For right now, I probably will do a review on orbital sander a little bit later once I do the disc there. Sorry, it's a bit dark, can't really see it properly. Wait, might able to get the torch on, to be honest. Flashlight, here we are. That's the Rockwell. It's a speed dial to the old speed pieces that have weared off. I've used it a fair bit, as you can see. It's got a catcher too, which I do recommend buying that one. But it's very good. I got sandpaper for that too. The Velcro ones, as you can see, there and there. It's a rough. That's light finishing. Same as here. Light finishing and very fucking rough. But I do recommend buying them. They're very good quality tools, I have to admit. I was spray painting an old pocket knife of mine today. Because, yeah. I do got a lot of knives too, but I do not do reviews on knives, unfortunately. I'm sorry, because I only get knives, like pocket knives and all that. I don't know they're all good quality. If you want to do watching reviews of knives or good quality knives, I do recommend going to another YouTube channel, to another YouTuber, and watching their videos, because they know a bit more what they're talking about. For me, a knife is a knife, as long as it's sharp, good, and works for me around the farm, and just cutting meat or cutting sandpaper or anything. I'm fine. It's a good knife for me. Because I do not buy all expensive knives. Like a lot of times I find knives. Like if you're wondering, this is not a knife. It's just a putty thing. Anyway, yes, I do recommend buying this shit. And do make a mind buying the sander. It's very good quality. My 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yo! Bye guys, talk to you later.